Hello, everyone. Happy holidays. And remember, we love you solo. Uh, um, hold on. So, which one did you see? Because there's a brother that does it, and then there's an Asian dude that does it. The Asian is hilarious. It's the face. It's anyway. Welcome to Kicking Out of Two. I'm Michael. With me, as always, my auditory tag team partner, Tori. Hey, Tori. How are you today? Did you get all caught up? I know you were trying to like speed watch wrestling today. Good, good. Um, I will let you take anything you want to talk about on Collision real quick if you want to. I did not catch Collision yet. Um, is there any highlight of anything that happened? I will say so. I've seen clips of this whole thing, which I love this. I love that we're playing an amnesia angle. She has no idea that she's been in AEW. Um, she did a backstage thing where she was like, I could not imagine little young Tony being here with all these wonderful people, and then she saw Mark Briscoe in the background. She's like, Mark, I'm a big fan. I love you. And did the rocker. Yeah, it's yeah. That is a little weird because we just had him go over big against a couple of big names. Right. Still, just that's an interesting choice. Um, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, you haven't beat Osprey. Mm-hmm. Wasn't it Shelton? Yeah, I mean, out of those, like, and we've talked about when he faced Osprey. Like, I personally thought he had to beat Osprey. That would catapult his standing more than it would if Osprey won. So I understood that one. Okada's been a joke character for a little bit. I'm kind of okay with that one. But you're building up the Hurt Syndicate. Like, if you're gonna do any of those, I would have had him lose to Shelton. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's that's an odd choice. Yeah, yeah. Well, and he's a heel. Like little bit of cheating doesn't hurt him at all. Yeah, that's no, that's a little bit weird. And I apologize. I got that a little wrapped up in my head there. Mark Briscoe's not a heel, but even then, though, Mark Briscoe getting a cheap win, like that's he's a scrapper. He's a street fighter. So like him getting a win any way that he can makes perfect sense. Yeah, it's that's an interesting choice. All right. um, well, I feel like we can skip past talking about SmackDown just because, like, SmackDown in itself was just a build up for Saturday night's main event, which we got. Yeah. Um, I will say I did see a little bit of the Cassidy thing, just to before we get off Collision, his little back and forth with the crew, basically just saying like, I know you want me to just kind of step back and step aside, but that shit ain't gonna happen. Um, I didn't plan on being world champion. I'm okay if I'm never world champ. However, I do have a problem with you being the world champ. So again, we're getting this kind of more serious, gritty version of Orange Cassidy, and I like it. I still think it's going to end up turning into him being part of Mox's crew in the long run, but um, whichever. I just, yeah. So we ended up having Saturday night's main event. It was a nice little throwback. First of all, just the opening of it in general was wonderful because it was a wonderful throwback to the 80s with the theme music, the whole thing. And then we found it a while back, but just to see it happen, how prominent Jesse was going to be, as being like the front commentary man to start the show, and then at the end of the night got to actually do a match and hasn't lost a damn step. Like, he is so good at what he does. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's wonderful that they got to do those little shout outs. Plus, we had um, wonderful little moments with different. Sorry, I'm distracted when I'm trying to update stuff here. Um, with other legends in the crowd. Um, I did hear that apparently Ted DiBiase was supposed to be there and he backed out for some reason. Um, oh, well, that's interesting. I realized I didn't update our stream information, so just updating that real quick. All right. So yeah, the show opening was nice. It was basically like a video package flipping on an old CRT TV. Had the retro opening sequence, set to Obsession like it used to be. Um, Found out the commentary team was going to be Joe and Jesse the Body for a special commentary, and then Michael Cole and surprise Pat McAfee popping up. Um, Lovely little surprise there. I do wonder if Michael Cole knew because they seem to keep doing that to him of like they're not telling him when Pat comes in. They did do a little bit behind the scenes in a YouTube video later of before Pat came out, and Pat did say "good to be home." So I wonder if we're transitioning back. Yeah. So now that football's over, kind of transition back, come back to come back in. Yeah. Um, we had Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. Aggressive match. Um, no, not at all. McIntyre connects with a Claymore kick. There was no way Drew was going to lose this. Drew's coming back. He's supposed to go one by one through all of the original Bloodline members to get us to him versus Roman. which we saw a little bit of stuff on Raw, which we'll talk about here in a bit, um, of what that might look like. Next match was Io Sky versus Liv Morgan. Wonderful match. These two had great chemistry during the match. I was a little worried because Liv doesn't have great chemistry with a lot of people, and so it was really good to see her and Io really go at it. Um, Liv countered Sky's moonsault with the knees being up. Was it feet? Okay, okay, that's valid. Um, but then hit Oblivion to retain it. Yes. Yeah. Well, and it's one of those happy accidents because again, like after she got the pin, yeah, that just drizzle of blood from her nose. Yeah. And of course, Rhea confronts Liv, hinting at future tensions. We did find out on Raw that apparently Mommy is the #1 contender. I've already seen people bitching and moaning about it because they're like, well, what did she win to become #1 contender? She never really got a one-on-one flat out rematch for that belt. So that's right. That led us to the three-way Damian Priest versus Finn Balor versus Gunther. Um, it was a great match. Surprised me. I figured this was the way to get get the title off of Gunther. To have him maybe do the thing. By God. Um, yeah. Um, yeah, but we need to talk about the lack of orange juice that y'all have now. We need to have a conversation about that. Um, anyway, yeah. Well, yes. Yeah, the thing that I thought from this is one, we're obviously going to continue with this Damien and Finn Balor match in this rivalry, which is getting a little stale. Yeah. So putting the title on one of them would have put some more heat on this particular reason why we're fighting. Um I kind of would have liked it if Balor would have got it, to be honest. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. I see no issue with that. Um yeah. It started with three people. Yep. Yep. Um Gunther, I'm really enjoying what he's doing. He's a throwback, and he also is doing something that I've said for a long time needs to happen. Is I don't need to see Cody Rhodes hit the crossroads every time. I don't need to see Damian Priest hit the South of Heaven every time. Um, Gunther is constantly changing up. Like he's finishing people's sleepers. He's finishing them with that weird, like almost a TKO, but not quite a TKO. And then that power bomb that he hit. So that's how the finish happened with this one. Is he did the shotgun drop kick and they did the what they call the Tenru power bomb to Balor retain. Balor took it wonderfully. It looked like it just folded him in half. So great way to finish it. To me, match of the night. I don't care. Next was Chelsea Green versus Michin. We called this shit from the beginning. Of course, so did 90% of the internet, so whatever. But we won. Chelsea needed to have this. I have seen some people poke around and say it needed to be a bigger name, should have been like a Bailey. There's two ways to look at it. And it's how do you want to go about it? Do you want the person to make the belt, or do you want the belt to make the person? In this particular case, it's perfect because Chelsea is big enough with the crowd that it still makes the title, but her having that title pushes her to a new stratosphere. So, absolutely right call to put it on her. And honestly, no wrong call in this match either. Like, if it would have went to Michin, it would be the same thing. Yeah, because the thing is with Michin winning, then there's going to be a thing between these two because they already have a rivalry. So we're already going to get more of this. But it being on Chelsea adds another layer to it because, and this was just me like fantasy booking in my head, you had a moment where Piper lifts Chelsea up on her shoulder, and all I can imagine was, yeah, that's all I can imagine. And so I'm like, at some point, that's going to happen. Chelsea's going to get Chelsea's either going to turn face because she's too over with the crowd, or she's going to get as diabolical and mean to Piper that Piper's going to get tired of her shit and get that title. And either way, I'm good with. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's something I'm assuming you've missed in some of her previous matches. They've been doing that, and it's always just kind of been a random, like she'll pull it out of nowhere. It's a false hope spot of her, like she might get the pin, but they've called it Rough Rider pretty much every time. So here's the thing. I think she should take that as a finisher. To be quite honest, because I've never been a fan of the Unprettier. It's awkward to get on. I understand, like hearing Christian talk about, which I don't know if you've seen it. There was a recent interview of him explaining him doing the Unprettier and why he picked that move and all that. I understand the premise of the move and I understand why it looks cool, but the setup to me always looks weird. Now, the setups that she did on this one, because it literally was, yeah, it was smooth because it wasn't the grab the hands and twist and set and all. No, she just flipped over, drop, perfect. So if she pulls it out like that, I'm perfectly fine with it. But I think her taking the Rough Rider as her finish for most of her matches, and maybe use that special occasion Unprettier or like her Cody Rhodes 3 uh, Crossroads moment for when she really needs to beat somebody would be better. But yeah, so she becomes our inaugural Women's United States champ. Yeah, because it had the one leg, which looks so much better on her than it did on him. Yeah. Yep. There is I forget which one it is. There's a couple of great creators on 2K. There was a creator who recreated that outfit. There's so many faces on there that they ran out of layers to be able to put all of them on there because she had so many faces, so many Chelsea faces on there. But yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. She wanted the manager and da 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 da. Oh, for sure. Yes. Yeah, I think it's great. I think she's gonna have a good run with it. WWE's already playing with it. They posted the next day that she has become the longest reigning women's United States champion, which is just a beautiful touch. Oh yeah, Monday's going to be amazing when she gets on the mic to do that, or Friday, excuse me, is going to be amazing when she gets on the mic to do that. That'll be a lot of fun. Um, that left us with the main event: Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. Um, it was a good match. I do have to say I was a little underwhelmed by the match. I was also a little underwhelmed by the Winged Eagle. Like I thought that would hit harder, and it just didn't. Yeah. Um, the aftermath. Yeah, see, I'm not counting the aftermath as part of the match. The match itself, I was a little underwhelmed. Um, mhm. Okay. Yeah, he got the Bret Hart Winged Eagle. He didn't get the Stone Cold Winged Eagle. Um, not only that, there are some there are some really wonderful people who like dive into this stuff. And there's one guy I was watching, and after watching him, I think I agree. I don't even think that was the real belt. It looked like a replica. And so if you have him coming out there with like one of the cheap $200 replica belts, what are you doing? Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Well, I think that's what we're where we're going with it. Kind of what we see, and we'll talk more about it. Well, I guess now because really there wasn't much on Raw between those two, because that's more of a SmackDown thing. So after the match happened, after the cameras went off, which me personally, I love that they're doing this stuff. I have heard some content creators complain about them putting this stuff on social media and not putting it on the show. To me, it's cross promotion. It's people that see it on social media bringing them in because it's a special little thing. It's also a little reward to the people who watch all of it. So you get to see, like, you pop on Twitter and see, oh my God, he attacked him. It seems less planned. It kind of brings that kayfabe feel back of like anything could happen at any time. Um, but so he pops in there, he lays Cody out, like absolutely lays him out. Ends up on a stretcher. He even like while he's on, yeah, package pile driver. Even while he's on the stretcher, he like stands on Cody while Cody's on the stretcher and raises the belt up, leaves with the belt, gets in a confrontation with Triple H, which is very interesting. Um, I heard Mark Henry and Bully Ray talk about it on Busted Open, and I agree with Bully Ray. Can you imagine if we get that confrontation again and we get Package Pile Driver on Triple H with the crowd knowing his health problems and why he had to retire? If we can get a safe spot of him getting that, so much heat. Yes. But I want to disagree with that just because the pile driver's been the thing, right? We took Randy out, we took Cody out now. Well, his is all the ticker though. So to me, hitting the stunner, hitting the pile driver, like it's 1A 1B when it's just that's the problem. He can't go in there and have a full match, but if he goes in there, does a little shoving, and then gets hit with the move, massive heat if that happens. Um, but that aside, um, Kevin ends up leaving with the belt. And there have been reports on Twitter already from some reputable sources that has said on live events, Kevin is defending this belt. And so I think we're ending up with like a real world champion situation of Cody's going to be out. Yeah, Kevin's going to be, or not Kevin, excuse me. Cody's going to be out for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever they decide is the quote unquote time for him to be out for this, attack. And while he's gone, KO is going to be acting as the champ, which I'm perfectly fine with. I think it gives him the belt without giving him the belt. But I don't know the exact date. Too lazy to look it up at the moment. But we are apparently having another one here in the next few months, another Saturday Night's Main Event. I love if this is going to start being like, quarterly event again, like it used to be, where we're going to get one of these specials. Um, Especially since we have removed some of the pay per views, so we get some of these specials versus a pay per view. I'm good with that. I will say I do agree with some of the chatter that I've seen online. I don't know why we didn't negotiate commercial free, because Saturday Night's Main Event was always commercial free. But is what it is. At least give us picture in picture next time if it happens. Like do commercials during the matches, have it in the little picture in picture, but let me keep seeing the action. Are you looking up something over there? Or? Oh, okay. That leads us. Go ahead. Yep. So looks like we're gonna keep this being an event. I'm perfectly fine with that. I love this little, especially because like I don't want to say we lost all of the big names, but um, NXT still is the developmental. It's not a third brand. So we've lost that presence of the main brand on cable TV. This keeps that presence on there without having to have a full dedicated show. So I'm glad that we can have just people with like antennas be able to watch wrestling every so often. Try to draw some people back in. That's something I saw online. Before we get to Raw, then let me get your take on that. Like, there have been some AEW purists who were upset because they still did it on Saturday night. Essentially, you know, running against AEW. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Heck yeah, book the hell out of it. Try to, yeah, 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 yes, yeah. It makes sense to do it to your best ability versus, and not that AEW is complaining, but some of the fans that I've seen online complaining about, well, they're booking against them on purpose. No, it was Saturday night's main event. It's been Saturday night's main event since the 80s. Like, it's always been that. Of course, we're not going to change the day because Collision's there. They don't view AEW as competition right now. And so I'll guarantee you that wasn't even a thought in their brain of we're going to counter AEW with putting this out there. I bet you that wasn't even a thought. So that led us to Raw. What do you think of the pre-show arrival thing that they've been doing? Showing the people come before the show. Or do you even care? Mm-hmm. Right. Well, and so this is one of those moments for those that are watching that me and her get to show the way discrepancy should happen. I disagree. I think it does add that extra like sports feel to it. And I personally like it. To me, it starts the story off immediately. We know what the demeanor of the person is when they walk in. We know what's on their mind when they're walking in. We get that initial feel of it. And it's okay if you don't like it. It's 2 minutes before the show like officially starts. So it's not like it's taking away from anything. Um, you know, that's cool. You cannot like something. We just yeah. 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 Yep. We start the night off with Uncle Phil. Um, he comes out there and he's responding to Seth Rollins from last week. Um, I was not fond of the back and forth last week. No, there are people flying just fine in this episode. Um, anyway, so we started off with Phil. He's coming out there. The crowd kind of boos a little bit, but I think that's because they don't know who to root for in this one. I think that's the only downfall of this particular back and forth is Seth has his fans, CM Punk has his fans, and so we're gonna kind of get that dichotomy of boo cheer depending on where they are. Um, but so this was, is it? Huh. Um, th- yeah. They're in Boston. Yeah. Yeah. This was one of the most entertaining things I've seen CM Punk do since he's gotten back, as far as like an in-ring promo. Um, he talked about him tiptoeing, talking about Rollins tiptoeing around like Liberace, wearing sunglasses like Elton John. Yes, if he just let that lay. Yep, absolutely. Um, but he said he's not out here to litigate the past between him and Seth Rollins. Um, he trained that 16-year-old kid who begged him to be trained for free. Um, it's almost like he was baiting him. Like that was the whole point, is he was baiting him to come out there. Um, he mentions that he beat Drew. Like the last person that tried to call him out on his name was Drew, and he took care of that. Um, the crowd starts to chant CM Punk, and Seth Rollins then emerges. He emerges from the crowd. And yes, it was good that he didn't come out like just in the normal fashion of coming down the ramp to talk. So him coming from the crowd was a nice little touch there. Um, he's basically just kind of combating what CM Punk's saying. Uh, you know, their discrepancy about the history between the two of them. Um, Rollins does walk down the steps. Eventually, hops the Punk hops the barricade. They start brawling out in the crowd. The officials are pulling apart. Crowd's not having it. They're saying let them fight. Punk's pulled away and taken through the crowd. Rollins seems like he's calming down, but then he redirects and jumps into the crowd. Rollins and Punk then start brawling again. Um, Punk's irate, and then they finally get pulled apart. Um, we end up with a backstage segment of Seth Rollins, and he's back there losing his shit. Adam Pearce is trying to calm him down. He's like, "Look, if you guys want to fight tooth and nail, this is the only problem I had with this segment is that this was cut and paste him and Bronson, because he was like, if you'd stop fighting and da 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 da, I'd give you what you want. I could do my job. That was just cut and paste what we did with Bronson. So I think we should have done this segment a little bit different, but that's just me. That wouldn't have been bad. Mm-hmm. That no, I agree with you. I think that would have been a good call. And then ending the night like we ended it, I think we still could have done that, and it still would have worked out. Of like he's finally pushed it too far, so he's going to get what he wants. Um, the end of that segment was what was a little intriguing because so Drew kind of pops up and he goes like, "Look, like you've got a problem with the bloodline. I've got a problem with the bloodline. We got to take care of these guys." Um, Seth immediately rebuking that though and going, "Look, I stood next to Sammy and I stood next to Jay because they're my friends. You earn friends by trust. And I trust Sammy. I trust Jay. Jury's still out on you." And walks away. Yes, it is. However, I do gotta say, if we're getting like a revenge is sweet bad guy crew with Seth and Drew in it, kind of okay with that. Yes, it's a good question. Not one that I've sat and thought about, but yep, yeah. I mean, Braun just came back. Well, no, I'm just saying, like he got screwed by them, so no, not yet. Yeah, mm-hmm. He's flat out said so. You and your was uh you Lufala you Lufala. He don't care. Um, to me, segment of the night. You had a backstage segment with Judgment Day. They're in their clubhouse. The point of this was to have them have a little back and forth between Finn Balor and the rest of Judgment Day, because Finn Balor's like, hey, I was out there all by myself. Why didn't you help me out? And Liv's like, because you told us to stay back here. You said you could do it by yourself. So we were just doing what you wanted us to do. Um, and so a little back and forth there. They reference the fact that there's going to be a tag team title match at the end of the night between them and the War Raiders. But to me, that's not the point of the segment. The point of the segment is, if you look in the background, you have Carlito back there. And Carlito is looking pissed and confused because he's trying to play 2K. And he keeps highlighting over his name, which is grayed out, which means he doesn't have the DLC, which means he can't play as himself. Greatest thing of the segment was just look at his face like, what the hell? What? Come on. I want to play, but I can't play as me. Like, everything was just in his face. It was so wonderful. In the arena, we see Ludwig Kaiser make his entrance. He's going to face Braun Breaker. Fuck that guy. I don't even think you need. I don't. Let me digress a little bit here. One, I don't think he had to take Braun out. Him getting the injury during the match that they were trying to play off of, like he couldn't use that arm, right? You had, to me, the best spot of the match, which is Kaiser's going for that run around the ring drop kick into the stairs. And he runs around there, and Braun's gone. Because Braun had booked it around there to spear him. He should have speared him with the bad shoulder, which then takes him out. And so that's how we get the win. If you want to take him out for a couple of weeks while they look at the shoulder or whatever, that's fine. But not only do I think that a cup of coffee win of the IC belt would help Kaiser, it also is going to help out that feud that we're eventually going to get. Because if he goes to Gunther and goes, look, I got it. I'm going to run this thing longer than you did. And then he loses it in a week. Done. No. That could have worked too. So it's technically the Kaiser roll, which he'd already hit and didn't. Yes. Thank you, Scorpio Sky. Yes. No, that's the name of the move. To me, that's on the same level as Charlotte with natural selection. And I'm like, you have this blonde haired, fair skinned woman doing a move. Yeah. How Nazi can you get? But but despite that the wrong person won, though, it was a great match. These two put on a banger. Um that spot outside to me was awesome. Hey, Robert. Glad we got some Lafayette in here in our chat. Robert just a little thing saying Lafayette, Indiana, and house. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Um, I'm going to assume in Indiana. uh, but anyway, so as we were saying though, like great match between the guys. It was a wonderful match. I agree with you. I do think that the wrong person won in this particular case. I think Kaiser could have got it. I think that would have been a lot better to set other things up. But we're not the ones with the pencil, so that's fine. I'm still going to enjoy watching it. Robert, we go live generally 7:30 Central Time on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then we live stream pay-per-views as well, which my setup has changed a little bit, and we might have a little surprise right about there. The little screen. Well, I mean, it's tiny. No one can see what's there. Yeah. Anyway, after that, we had a backstage segment. Woods and Kofi are killing it. First of all, not even this backstage segment. There was a backstage segment where they were walking in and they were seeing the crowd, and they were seeing their shoes, and they're like, "None of y'all are in here styling." And then the cameraman pans the shoes, and they're all like these like white off-brand shoes. I don't know if they lined that up on purpose, but I don't know. Robert, no, we don't go live for AEW, unfortunately. That may change once they go to Max. Depends on how the pay-per-views work with that. But unfortunately, buying a pay-per-view 2 weeks right after each other, I can't do that. No, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. At least until we get bigger and have some like cash flow going on this channel. If we can start getting that, then maybe, yeah, maybe every time. For sure. If Max wants to pay the show, I'll yeah. Anyway, um, but yeah, so they're mocking the crowd. This particular backstage segment, though, they walk by and they run into your favorite wrestler, Rey Mysterio. Um, I did. It was a wonderful touch. It was nice. You're very torn, huh? Like you want to cheer for him, but you don't. So basically, they got kicked out of the locker room, is what it comes down to. They don't want them in there. Is who okay, Robert? Okay. Then we had just a package that showed the match between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens, showing that he got hit with the pile driver and then being taken out on a stretcher. Had a video of the War Raiders, basically saying that they're going to take out Judgment Day. Had a backstage segment with Kathy Kelly, giggity. She's back there with Adam Pearce, excuse me, and basically he's saying, "Look, Seth's got what he wants. CM Punk is absolutely going to face Seth Rollins, going to face him at the opening Netflix Raw." So, wonderful little thing there. Women's World Champion Liv Morgan makes her way to the ring with Dirty Dom and Raquel. Morgan jumps into Mysterio's arms, rubs noses with him, does all the cutesy stuff that they always do. Crowd immediately starts to boo him as he's trying to talk. She decides to counteract the massive amount of boos he always gets um, with a megaphone. So she's over there yelling on the megaphone that she is the greatest women's world champ of all time. There's no one better, no one hotter, no one more iconic, no one more dominant to lead this company. And then music hits. Here comes Rhea. I like that they didn't play her chicken shit in this particular case. I'm glad that they finally have given her a little bit of a backbone because she stood there and waited for Rhea to get there. They had their little nose to nose, but we find out that officially Rhea is the number one contender for it. And so they're going to have their match in the future. And then the line of the night, she says all Morgan's going to be left with is her chicken tender slut. Greatest line of the night. It made me giggle for sure. Like that's a great line. But so they powder, and then Rhea's left posing in the ring. It was just a great line. It's one of those that you wish that kind of thing would come up in your lifetime, that you get to say that. We're backstage with Jackie Redmond. She catches up with Seth to let him know that he's getting a shot at CM Punk. Drew McIntyre is shown angrily charging Rollins from behind. Sami Zayn then cuts him off, and they begin to brawl before being pulled apart. We see Zoe Stark make her entrance because we're going to have the Intercontinental Women's Title Tournament match. But before we get to that, there's another backstage segment. It's The Miz, and he's talking to AOP, and he's talking to Paul Ellering, and he's saying, look, you guys are great. Paul, you scared the shit out of me. You two big bastards are taking care of business. I don't think y'all need me anymore. And he gets spun around by Karrion Kross himself. Hey, what are you talking about? I was just saying, like, we dealt with the Wyatts. I can go off and do my thing. You can do your thing. And it looks like Karrion wants to wring Miz's neck. And he keeps kind of reaching over. I don't know if he's looking to grab his tie or what. But we're in that situation. And he basically says, no, look, we've been playing defense. It's time for us to play some offense. And so in the course of us playing some offense, here's what we're going to do. We are going to have you face the guy that abducted you last week or weeks ago. So we get a chance to see him versus Dexter Lumis. So awesome for that. Women's Intercontinental match, Raquel Rodriguez versus Zoe Stark versus Kaden Carter. I don't know why she was in a singles match. I guess. Yeah. She's good in the ring. It's just there was no heat on her at all. Nobody cared. Stark ends up getting the win with the Z360. It was a little botched, a little rough looking, but she got it. The Alpha Babes are in the back with R-Truth. R-Truth mentions Butch instead of Pete Dunne. Dunne angrily walks up to him and corrects him. Stop calling him Butch. American Made then comes up. Chad Gable insults the Alpha Babes. Otis tells Gable to shut up. Gable says it's time for him to kill his little darlings, and he's going to start with Akira Tozawa. So apparently we're not done with this feud yet. I thought they'd already moved on. But, all right, here's where we are. Jackie Redmond is backstage with the New Day. They're still looking for a locker room to try to change. They start to speak, but commotion is heard. The camera runs over, and we see Pure Fusion Collective walking away, and a screaming Kairi Sane is shown with her hand trapped in the lid of a road crate. This is important because Kairi Sane is supposed to be in the match next week for the Intercontinental title. Um, so, um, excuse me. So that takes her out of that match. Then we have the World Tag Team Championship. The Judgment Day is barred from ringside for this particular match. Um, these two big bastards. I don't know how they move like they do. Yeah. I don't know how they move like that. With as impressive as they are, it was a great match between the four of them. I don't like their finish. So the War Raiders finished this. I forget what they called it. It's got it in the notes here. It doesn't say it. But it's the one where Eric lifts them up in like a 3D position, and Ivar does the springboard clothesline thing. It's just awkward. Yes, we should have done that. This weird springboard clothesline thing that Ivar does. The thing that gets me about it reminds me of the buckshot, because you're doing this thing to give it more steam, to make it look more effective. But if you look at the move logistically, you're not really doing anything. Because all you're basically doing is pushing the opponent out of Eric's arms. That's all you did. So to me, it just doesn't look effective. The spot in this match, though, that everybody was wanting to see is so we go outside. McDonough grabs a steel chair, but a referee stops him. Baylor goes to ringside to go grab the chair from the timekeeper's area. And when he grabs the chair, it doesn't move. Come to find out it's because Damian Priest is holding the chair. Damian then pushes the chair a little bit so it jabs him in the stomach, which then leads to him not getting back in the ring. We end up with the tag team move, and the War Raiders win it, which was the right call. We needed to get those belts off Judgment Day. And then being on the War Raiders is perfectly fine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. I mean, and that's the things we needed those titles off of those two, because they've just kind of been sitting there. So definitely a good call. Um, okay. Yes, that is how we ended the night. Priest was celebrating as well, so we got that to end our night.
Which putting Priest with the War Raiders isn't a bad thing.
No, not at all. Especially because he's going to need some help with Judgment Day. And it gives them something to do while we build up a contender for the tag belts.
Right.
We can have this little kind of back and forth feud here. So that was this weekend in wrestling. I want to apologize to anybody who's been watching us. I just found out that your mic wasn't on.
The whole show?
The whole show. I looked down and you had no levels. So that's my bad. Let me see if I can run through the things. Um,
No,
you,
don't do it.
hold
Don't
on,
do it.
hold on, hold on. You also thought Chelsea winning was match of the night. You hate Rey Mysterio. Bronze on
But I appreciated the mask.
Bronze Daddy. Fuck that guy. Um, yeah. Everything else you agreed with me. So
Yeah.
mostly. So we will fix that on the next show, folks. Before we get to pew pew, because we always kind of pew pew after this now, it's kind of a tradition at the moment. I have a question for you.
Okay.
Do you want to do a show on Thursday?
Okay. Sure.
Okay. Well, I'm asking because on Thursday, a friend of the show, Princess Jess, is having a special show with a guest star, Fuego del Sol,
which is fucking cool.
that I'm thinking I'm perfectly fine just watching theirs for the night.
I'm down. I'm good with a preempt for that.
Okay. So I'm gonna say, all right, then we preempt for that. Next week is the holiday week, right? That is next week.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say,
look, I ain't got shit going on. Mary's working Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so whatever.
whatever.
Do we want to call it till after the new year?
Well, I was gonna say at least.
Obviously,
I was gonna say to after Christmas. So like Thursday's the 26th. That's the day after Christmas.
Because the 31st we're going out, so I'm not going to be here for that.
Yeah.
So do we want to just call it till the 2nd?
I'm good with that. We could take some time
and
off.
maybe do the 26th if we ain't got shit else to do.
Yeah. Is there any pay-per-views, any big shows coming on between now and then?
The 28th is World's End for AEW. After that, no. Okay. And even that, like, even if you get that, even if we get that later, whatever, watch it later, we can talk about it on the 2nd.
I'm good with that. All right, so then.
Because they're also going to start, I think they're recording a bunch of, like, NXT shows, and I think they're about to record a bunch of stuff to give people time off.
Oh, they already have. They recorded some of the matches for next week's Raw.
Yeah.
At this last Raw taping, and I think they're recording some more stuff on the road for Raw. Like I already know who replaces Kairi Sane.
Who is it?
And I already know who won that match. So
okay.
As it slipped. Someone had it on Twitter and I happened to see it and I went, shit, that spoiled it for me. But okay.
But did it?
It did, because it makes me sad. Because I think that person's going to win, and I don't want that person to win.
Who is it?
All right, so here is our spoiler warning. We are at 1 hour 8 minutes of this show. If you've lasted this long, considering her mic wasn't on this entire time. So, all right. So I'm going to do this. Turn your mics off or fast forward, and I'll do it again when we're done talking about this. So 3, 2, 1. All right. So the spoiler on this is BlueSky took her spot.
Really?
And so BlueSky won that match.
Okay, so how does that make the tournament breakdown?
So if I remember correctly, that puts Dakota's over here.
Hang on.
You're going to pull it up?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do this. All right, welcome everybody back. We're going to talk about the thing, but we're not going to say who replaced it.
Yeah.
But we're just going to talk about where the brackets are now. without saying who took that spot.
Okay, so we have on one side Dakota Kai and Zoe Stark.
Yeah.
The other side is Lyra and that replacement.
Yeah. So that, yeah.
Do you know what they're gonna do?
If we end up with yeah, that would be cool.
First of all, that match is gonna be fucking fire.
My only worry is the person I want to win is not going to win.
We both want Dakota to win this.
Yes.
So I personally wanted Dakota and Zelina in the finals.
Yeah.
But if we get Dakota, and I think we're going to get Dakota.
I think we're going to get Dakota.
God,
I hope
we get Dakota. I'm really worried it's not going to be because the other person.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say too much because we're trying not to spoil this, but.
But yeah, that's where we are.
I want Dakota to win this. Like I'm not even pretending to be unbiased.
Yeah. Yeah, I want that so. I want that match so bad to happen because no matter how we do it, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I looked through the shop earlier. I'm kind of just re-looking through it because I wasn't paying a lot of attention. Especially after I saw the obviously a furry.
Where is this furry you were talking about?
It's the very first one. Right there. That's a furry. That's
Okay, hold on.
You just flat out put a furry.
I guess my shop hadn't been updated because now I see it.
Yeah. I do appreciate this wrap.
Fortnite is just doing furries now.
I do appreciate.
Grace agrees.
I do appreciate this wrap.
That's nice. I'm buying that.
As you should. I always
look at the colors.
I always think about getting Beast Boy. I don't know. This one looks badass.
The Shredder bundle looks kind of fire too.
Shredder does look great, especially because they added the like Super Shredder or the whatever they called it.
Yeah.
To it. Void Shredder, I think.
Super Shredder.
But I think they called it Void Shredder because that was the thing is that he. Oh no, they did call it Super Shredder. All right.
Yeah.
But like that was the idea. Is like you took some of the Void stuff to make him who he was. I do like the Sharky pajamas.
April O'Neil, cool. Shut up.
Her tail moves.
That looks like it's Nyla Rose. I'm just saying.
Who?
The shark thing. Oh. she has a whole ass shark outfit.
Yeah. And then they have all the Christmas stuff.
Dookie.
What?
I said what I said.
I like some of the Christmas stuff. Then these
get some different shoes.
Yeah, these $1,000 shoes. That's okay. I refuse to buy shoes until my skin can wear. Oh, wait a minute. He's wearing the shoes. All right, god dang it. Hold on.
Now you gotta go buy shoes.
Well, they had that all black pair. How much is that? Because that's just my shoes. They're $1,000.
You're gonna have to do it later.
Ugh. I'm gonna have to think about that. I need them to get things like I know the things with Nike. Like that's why it's all Nikes. I need them to get other shoes though.
Somebody at SmackDown had a sign that says, "Put Jacob Fatu in Fortnite."
I'd be down.
Right?
It says I'm waiting on you, man.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Have you seen the trailer for the new Karate Kid movie?
Yes, I have.
That looks fucking great.
I was not interested in this movie in the least. And then I saw the trailer and went, okay.
All right, I'm in. Speaking of, Craven the Hunter's in theaters, so we need to make that happen.
Okay. Did you hear that they're talking about selling the rights back to Marvel?
They're what?
Talking about selling the rights back to Marvel.
Sony?
Yeah.
Please, God, do.
Well, it makes sense, right? Because they
I gotta turn the TV. Keep talking.
They haven't made like a good amount of money with the solo movies. And so I'm thinking, since they can't do like a Spider-Man movie, they're just like, well, shit, well, we can't make that movie that we want to make. Is there where you need to go?
No.
Okay. It just makes sense for them to make what money they can then. Because I'm with you. I want to go see Craven. But then again, I kind of don't want to go see Craven.
I do, because I think they're going to tie it into the universe somehow.
Into MCU?
Yeah.
I'd be good with it.
He's a Spider-Man character.
Yeah, but so's Venom, and we never really got Venom over there either.
We will. I'm not making that, so I'll be there in a second.
Okay.
I'm going to grab a gun, so I ain't showing up. If I showed up to a knife fight empty-handed, you know.
Yeah.
So for anybody that is new to watching us play this,
we're horrible.
It has become, first of all, we're terrible. But second of all, it has become a running gag between Michael and I to throw bush bombs at each other.
Yes. So if you see us do that, that's just because we're idiots.
We're just being stupid. It's literally just because we're idiots.
Take that.
Somebody fighting nearby.
Yep. Ma'am, I just mopped the floors. Track your shit in here like that. Speaking of which, do you want either one of these that now you can't see because you just bush bombed me?
Which one do you? What do you want?
I don't care. That's what I was saying. Do you want either one of them?
I'll take that one.
Okay.
If you don't want that one, if you don't want it, I'll take it. But
well, I figured we would each take one. All right, I'm gonna go over here and find me a Sprite.
I think Quick Trip sells them. They're like $2.79 a bottle. No.
I got you. I'll laugh when it's funny.
That's fair.
Sir, will you come here? Stop running from me. Come back
Oh,
here and
shit.
love me.
Oh, shit. I'm down.
What did you do?
I got stuck in the car, and the guy has a sword. So just do what you got to do.
What I had to do was die, apparently.
You know, whatever.
Yeah, see, he doesn't love you either. Get a little Sprite running from people.
Where are we going then?
Oh, I don't know. You have nowhere else to go?
I don't think so. None of my quests are showing up for some reason, so.
Okay. Check that.
What are you doing makeup? What are you? I will fight you, Grace. Right here on my screen. Who needs Fortnite when Grace and I are just gonna fight?
I mean, she looks like a Fortnite character, so.
She does. She dances like one too.
I mean, we might get more followers if we did that.
Grace dance like a Fortnite character for us?
Yeah.
Probably. Grace, will you come dance like a Fortnite character for us so we can try to get more followers? Ask her to do one thing to be helpful. Nah.
She said no?
Yeah, she
That's
declined. Right? She apparently didn't have her booty-oats this morning.
Ask her to objectify herself one time for us.
Right? Not like we ask you to objectify yourself a lot. It's just once.
I mean, she does it all the time for herself.
Right? Out here with her butt hanging out when she goes out in public. It's rude. She's not really like that. We just like messing with her.
I mean, it's got to hang out of the shorts though, because it ain't got nowhere else to go.
That's fair.
Hey, which one are you? All right, you? You the one I need? Give you some essence. I'm giving this girl my essence.
Sir, this is a family show.
That's what they said I needed to do. Speak to Kendo.
His character needed to give some girl his essence. Like, this is a family show, sir. Grace doesn't find us amusing today.
I mean, that's rude because she was trying to take me to the champagne room the other day.
Essence?
Yeah, the family.
Oh. Scream if you want to go faster. It's not a right. It doesn't go any faster. Or does it? Alright. You're loaded up on shield, aren't you?
I am, yep.
Well, never mind.
I'm sorry. I don't need any of your juice.
Sir. Normally it's me you would have to warn for stuff like this. What is happening?
Ooh. Blue chest. I'll take that. Want that?
All right. No, I just found a fire mask.
Oh, okay.
Is it a void mask?
Yeah.
I'm full up on shield. I'm good.
Oh, I didn't mean to
Do you want
show that one off. I just
do you
threw
want
it.
the fire? Do you want the fire mask?
Do you want the void mask?
Sure.
I mean, if you want to trade, I'll trade. I don't care. There you go. That is not what I meant to do. I meant to do that.
Well done. Well done.
You have been bushed.
So we're gonna start calling it.
Let's either call it that or call it "Get your bush out of my face."
That's a good one too. Grace, what is it? You've been bushed, or get your bush out of my face? You've been bushed. Okay. Grace made the call. You've been bushed.
Okay.
Are we in the circle?
I don't know. Yes, we are.
Okay.
It's just a little too quiet in here.
Right. I can't hear the TV, so
I mean, as far as just like people ain't here. Like, ain't nobody landed around here?
apparently not. Apparently they all gave their essence away already.
I mean, it's not my fault that they said she wanted my essence.
All right, let's find a ride and get out of here.
Already found one.
Okay, that's kind of cool. Let's go over there to that. What the hell? Only 1,000 meters away. We'll be there in no time. Okay, that was fine.
BMW really does handle well.
Like the Honda Odyssey, it fucks hard.
One of the greatest lines in that movie.
Yes.
I was wrong about the Odyssey. It
Yes.
fucks hard. Apparently it sinks, though. I think someone's trying to tempt us with a crown.
Oh, there it is.
I was going to say that crown hit, then it, like, eliminated the things we needed. Someone's already up there.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you get the car out of the water?
Yep.
I'm not sure what you're doing.
Trying to see what's happening up here. Having too much fun.
One of our tires is shot out.
Huh?
One of our tires is shot out.
Okay, let's go. Bitch.
I did that shit from the car.
Did you though, or was that mean?
I poked this one over here.
Okay. Damn, somebody already got it.
I'm assuming them.
I would assume.
Did you not want the sword?
No, that's all you.
That means I gotta get rid of something.
I don't know what to tell you on that part.
You want that?
Well, what? No, I'm all set. I got a purple whatever this gun is, and a purple whatever this gun is, and then a gold whatever this gun is.
Oh, nice.
That's my technical report for my weaponry tonight.
All right. Well, gonna steal their ride and get the hell out of here.
Yep. In much better condition than ours, but
Yes.
ye fucking ha.
When I stick my head out the window, I can't hear the radio.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't hear the radio anyway because my TV's turned down.
Oh no, Billy! We here run over kids and shit.
Oh, I thought you were saying that your name was Billy.
Bob,
I'll tell you, it doesn't
my
matter.
name's Billy. It doesn't matter what your name is.
Exactly what I was going to tell you.
That's not what I think when I think of Billy.
You think of
I think of Cable Guy. Oh,
that movie was so
Billy.
stupid. That movie was so stupid. I love Jim Carrey, and that movie was hot trash.
It's one of those cult classics, though.
Where am I going?
I don't
give me
know.
some direction here, or... Go find a demon.
Go fight a demon.
Her name's Angela. I was married. Oh wait, that's not.
Damn.
I said it. Oh, seriously? You can't hit on me? Stupid. Hit that hard.
Oh shit.
That was nice. The car's shooting, dude. That's funny.
Where'd he go?
I'm shooting him in his butthole.
Would you quit moving? Okay. I guess I need to use a gun.
Oh, shit. So when he throws the freaking balls at you, if you run towards them and slide, they miss you. Where did he go?
He died.
Oh, I guess we... Okay, bet.
And now people are coming here to
Somebody's
kill us.
Yep.
Damn it. I'm down.
I was too worried about the damn car. I didn't know they'd gotten out.
I want y'all to know we did all that hard work for you. I like that skin with
You're
the
welcome.
that.
Alright, it's 9. We keep going.
think we can hit one more, and we'll close it out.
See the new game for PlayStation 5? Assassin's Creed Healthcare.
No. Oh shit. That's horrible.
Amazing. Amazing. There you go. Starring Luigi. So good. So fucking good.
That's amazing.
Up here. I did. Oh, you picked a spot. Cool. That worked.
I mean, we can go to your spot. That's fine.
No. You're good.
Just ignore me at my spot. Dog spot,
I
liver
didn't.
spot.
I didn't see your liver spot. Okay.
Don't forget to thank the bus driver.
Jumping, baby. This is heavy body stuff. Where are we going specifically?
I'm going over here to talk to some dude.
Okay.
Apparently, someone already over here shooting.
Oh, it's you've got to talk to the dude where the people are fighting each other. The NPCs are fighting each other.
Gotcha.
Because I had to do that one too.
Well, I need a gun.
I'm gonna fish for one. And I got one.
Oh, shit.
Are you down?
Yes.
Just kidding.
There's an actual dude over there.
Okay.
All right, let's try that shit again.
Right.
Apparently, we got taken by La Parka.
I noticed that skin, and that was the first thing I thought too. I was like, oh shit, Parker's in there?
I'd buy a La Parka skin, especially if it had the dance. If it had the La Parka dance, I would lose my shit. All right, you pick a spot. How many days I accidentally opened TikTok?
Okay.
Like I go to open Twitter, and just for some reason I go straight to TikTok every time.
Oh,
It's always
because
like I'm in a situation where I can't have sound. I'm like,
TikTok's
loud,
not a
loud, loud.
cesspool. Not as much of a cesspool.
Yeah. Not to mention, he took 300 of our followers. I mean, they were all bots, but that's not the point.
Did we lose 300 followers on Twitter?
Yes.
Fuck that guy.
Apparently, they ran a thing where it's like that it took a lot of the bots out.
Here. Wait.
What am I waiting on?
Do you need a shotgun?
I don't have a shotgun. I'll certainly take a shotgun.
Do you want to go upstairs and fight them?
Sure, why not?
Okay, hang on, hang on. You ready?
Yep.
Go. There's nobody here, Dookie.
All right. Go in here. Okay, apparently it's not that one. Is it this one?
Is no.
Not that one? Did they remove it? They may have removed it.
I might have.
Well done.
Wait, you can go up these?
I did not know that.
I didn't either. Do you just coast down the other side?
Yep.
Okay, that's kind of fucking cool. Damn.
Ah. You missed me. Do you have a stroke?
Don't know how to drive a fucking car. Mary asked me that the other day because I got caught up tongue-tied trying to say something.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Are you having a stroke?" Maybe. Possible. 2 for 2. For 3. 4 for 4. I'm like Wendy's over here. I've now hit 6 people in a row with this car. 8. Holy shit. 9. What the fuck? 10. 11. I should 11 people with a car. How did I only get 4 kills out of that?
Don't say that shit in public.
How did I only get 4 kills from that? That's dookie.
Ah, that's not what I wanted to do. But that's fine.
This car is not going to last long, just so we're clear.
To be clear. Oh, wait.
How many people with the
to be
car?
clear.
Okay, jump out.
Does this take me somewhere? It does.
Okay, bet.
Someone is trying to shoot us.
They
Whoa.
sure were. And that was road.
Sit down. How dare you?
That was rude. You don't come into another man's house and touch his goose.
I just filled up too. Ya bastard.
Well, here's another barrel.
That one's not going to get me full, though.
Well, it's a start.
I'm just saying.
God.
I was full. And then
We're leaving the circle. Go back.
Oh. I don't know where his buddy was.
Right there.
Right there.
Okay, maybe not. This is different people.
Yep. I'm down.
So were they.
Well
bitches.
done. Well
Oh,
done.
shit. Somebody else is shooting at me.
You do you. I'm
Driving
just
a car at me. I'm gonna die.
I try to be
One
the
down.
distraction.
You over here fighting each other. Y'all doing great. Keep going.
Oh.
I can only do so much there.
You got menage sorted.
You kick me out of the locker stuff.
All right. Yeah, it was fun. Always good to do some pew pew. Got my flu shot today. I am so tired.
Oh, I'm sure.
The damn thing gave me a headache. Bastards. Injected me with their toxins. Do. All right. Well, we are 9:18. hour and 49 minutes, almost 100, almost an hour and 50 minutes into the show. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thanks for joining us on today's stream. Don't forget to follow us on our socials down below. Turn on the notifications so you never miss us going live. And until next time, I'm Michael. This is Tori. And we will
Happy
catch
holidays.
you on the next one. That's right. We are not going to be here until after the new year. On the 2nd will be our next episode. I'll get better on putting some TikToks out there. How about that?
Hey, if we get a chance, we can do some of that. Yeah, we can do some of that.
Yeah. Well, when I probably should put them up here pretty quickly because January 6th is coming up really, really soon.
Oh, you meant for Raw. I thought we were doing something else that day.
Oh,
my bad.
No, we better than that.
January 1st, though, AEW does their first duel on with Max.
Ooh. All right. No, I was talking about the fact that they could be shutting down that app. So.
Oh, that's not going to happen. It's too much money in it.
Well, I mean, I don't want to get too into it on here, but if you follow the money, the people trying to shut it down are paid by the people that TikTok's been eating their lunch for the last couple of years. So that may happen, may not. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, just